Yeah. After this video, this is part two, guys. After this video, I'm gonna go to the store get my beer and smokes. I was gonna get Pizza Hut, but my stepmother made hamburgers, so I'm not gonna get. I'll save my money. I can get my Pizza Hut tomorrow. But I might watch the Batman tonight, or I might watch Obi-Wan maybe tonight. Maybe watch Obi-Wan, and I'll watch the. I want to watch the Batman with like pizza, with like a Pizza Hut or something like that. Hence why I'm gonna save it for tomorrow and watch it tomorrow. Today I can just watch maybe Obi-Wan. Read the side, have a beer, have a smoke, read the Seinfeld book. I'm enjoying that book. Yeah, I'm enjoying that book a lot. The Seinfeld book. Yeah. So I'm gonna keep harping on this topic, guys. Do not. I'm gonna say VJ. Yeah, I saw your videos. I think that's smart. Yes, if the movie grosses more money, we reduce the actors' amount. That way they don't rip me off and they don't walk away with like $200 million, something crazy, man. Because if you give Will Smith like 0.3 and the movie does like 150, 160 billion, he's walking away with like almost $200. $200. I'm like, that's crazy, man. Like, I'm not gonna let Will Smith take $200 of my money. That's crazy. I don't mind him taking $100 million, which he'll make most likely. I don't mind Will Smith taking 100 million, $108 million of my money. But the moment you give him 150 million, 180 million, he's ripping you off, and you're being too generous. You know what I'm saying? Guaranteed Scarlett Johansson Will Smith will get angry. Will Smith will get angry because Will Smith's a greedy shark, man. He's a greedy shark. You can tell he's a cocky dude. And I remember I saw one video he did when he was promoting his movie that he did. What was that movie called again? The movie one he I forget what it's called. His Netflix movie that he did. Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm the one making all the money. Yeah, he's cocky, obviously. Guaranteed, if Will Smith is chosen and I give him a conditional deal, he might get angry. Ivan, like, why is it such a big deal to you? Like, the amount of money I'm making is peanuts. Like, you and VJ are gonna make your. Ivan, are you kidding me? Like, you're making a big deal out of 0.3. Like, you're gonna make your tens of billions of dollars off your movie, and you're making a big deal off of an extra 50, $60 million, Ivan. I'm like, Will, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna let you do it like that. I'm not. If you think I'm gonna let you walk away with $200 of my money, you're crazy. I'm being too generous, and you're never gonna make this in Hollywood. I don't mind you making your 100, 108, 105 million, but the moment you walk away with 160, 200, I'm being too generous and you rip me off a lot. You know what I'm saying? This is my deal. You get your 0.3 if the movie does 110 billion or less. If the movie does more, 120, 130, 140, you get 0.2. You'll still make your $100 million. Your 80 to $100 million. You see what I'm saying? If the movie does 150 billion, which most likely will, you're looking at about 1.5 people buying it. You'll make your 100 million. If the movie does 120, 130, you'll still make your like 80 million. It's a good deal. You still make your 80, $85 million. It's a good deal. You still sign your massive what? Your massive 100 what? 100 like $40 million deal. You're still gonna walk away with like 75 plus million dollars in your bank. It's a good deal, Will Smith. Well, you're still gonna make your 80 to $100 million in a row. That's a good deal. I'm not gonna let you walk away with 150, 200 million. That's crazy, man. As in Hollywood, you're never gonna make this kind of money, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, even it's a deal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know. So even I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Even if I walk away with 0.2%, he'll care obviously, but like he knows even if he gets 0.2, well, if my movie does more money, you're still gonna make pretty much the same amount of money. You'll still make your 80, 85, $90 million, $100 million in royalties. The movie does $150 million, I give you 0.2, you're still gonna make your $100 million. Same goes for Dwayne Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Pay him his 55 million with salary and bonuses, and you give him 0.3% of the profits if the movie does 110 billion or less, and if the movie does more, you give him 0.2. Jane Johnson will still make his 80, 90, $100 million in royalties, excluding the 55 million that I paid him with his salary and his bonuses. It's a good deal. He's gonna walk away with his $80 million in his bank after taxes and the rates. 75, $80 million after taxes, $80 million richer. Dwayne Johnson will be. It's a lot of money, man. You know what I'm saying? Dwayne Johnson, Ivan, why are you making? Some of the agents might tell me, Ivan, why are you making such a big deal over an extra 0.1%? Over an extra 0.1%, Ivan. Like you're gonna make your billions, my guys. You think you're gonna? I'm not gonna let you do it like that. I'm not gonna let you. I'm not gonna let these guys walk away with 150, $200 of my money. That's crazy. I'm being too generous. I don't mind them walking away with 100, 90, 108, 105, 80, 85, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30. But the moment these guys walk away with like 140, 150, 200, you're being too generous and they're ripping you off by a lot. As they're never going to make this kind of money in Hollywood. You see what I'm saying? They're never going to make this kind of money in Hollywood. Hence why you got to watch out for the sharks. Not let the animals in Hollywood dupe you. You see what I'm saying? Do not let the animals in Hollywood dupe you. Especially Peter Jackson. You got to watch out for how much you're paying Peter Jackson. Because Peter Jackson's bigger than all these Hollywood celebrities. He's bigger than like all these guys in Hollywood. He's a billionaire. He's fucking rich. You got to watch out. Peter Jackson, because he's big, he's a shark, obviously. He's going to try and he wants a piece of that pie, obviously. High chances agent might try and ask for 1%. I'm like, Peter, man, Peter, I'm not giving you 1%. That's crazy. 1%'s like what? Like $500 million in royalties? You're crazy. I'm not going to give you that. And Peter Jackson makes this. That's crazy. To keep Peter Jackson in check, if the movie does $176 billion or less, Peter, you get your 0.6. You'll still make your $300 million in royalties, obviously. If the movie does more, you get 0.4. He'll still make his $300 million. $300 million, $298, $3 million will make. $200 million will make. That way you balance it out. He doesn't rip you off. If you give him 0.6 and the movie grosses more, Peter Jackson's now making his $350, $400 million in royalties plus, which is crazy. It's crazy, and he's now ripping you off. I don't mind Peter Jackson making $300 million royalties, $250, $200, but the moment he's making $350, $400, it's too much. He's now making $500 with his salary. You're paying him. You're overpaying him. He's now seriously ripping you off. See what I'm saying? And Ivan, like, why you make? I'm like, Peter, if you were in my shoes, yeah, Ivan, if I was in your shoes, I wouldn't even give it. Yeah, if you were in my shoes, you wouldn't even give any of the actors a piece of royalties. You just pay I just pay them their flat salary. Yeah, that's why. What? I'm giving you a good deal. If you don't have my offer, Peter, you're more than welcome to work in Hollywood, obviously, and be a dirty slave. If you don't want to be saved and direct this and the best story ever told, experience my Sky Stars company, you know what I'm saying? Like Gran Turismo, that picture I showed you. You are more than welcome to work in Hollywood if you don't like my offer. I'm going to keep saying that. See what I'm saying? His agent will be like, oh, Ivan, it's a deal. That's a good deal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, if the movie does less than $176 billion or less, you get your 0.6. The movie does more, like $200 million, you get 0.4. You'll still make your $300 million, Peter. 250 to $300 million around there, 330. Even if he makes $280 million, he still made his $300 million with his $100 million salary. All right, that's a good deal. Yeah, as Peter, like in Hollywood, this is more than how much you made for Lord of the Rings. In Lord of the Rings, you only made $180 million for the 3 movies, and you're gonna make like $400 million, $350 plus million dollars. You're gonna make for my movie. 350, most likely 400. You're gonna make your like 430, $450 million, Peter. Because don't forget, you have New Zealand rates. So if he makes $330 million in royalties, Peter, obviously Peter Jackson makes $300 million in royalties. That's like $330 million in New Zealand money. Yeah, he'll make more money, Peter. With his 107, yeah, he's making like his $400 million with his salary. His agent might get cocky. Ivan, what about the merch? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna give Peter a nice percentage of that. I'm like, no, he's not getting a dime off the merch. Yeah, but Peter Jackson is going to be what? He's going to be the boss of your movie. He's going to be your co-executive producer, your director. He's going to be the mastermind building your empire, building your Last of Us empire. Yes, hence why I'm giving him 0.6% of the profits, or 0.4, depending on how much movie grosses. Hence why I'm giving him 0.6% of the profits. I'm giving him a rich $2 million royalty check for all the releases, my movies. Right? Peter is worth the $2 million because he's really big. He directed my movie. He's the mastermind behind Lord of the Rings. Whereas all the other actors get their $250,000 for the release. I'm not giving them any more than that. Give them a small $250,000, which is nice for release. Their agents might try and negotiate for $1 million for the actors. They Ivan, what about $1 million? Can you give the actors $1 million for release? I'm like, no. The moment I give them that, they'll rip me off, man. $250K is a good check. As in Hollywood, the actors don't get a dime for releases. They don't get a dime. They don't get a dime for that stuff. Only the television actors get royalty checks for the reruns. Whereas what the Hollywood actors don't get a dime for that, man. In Hollywood, the actors get their flat salary and that's it, man. They get their flat salary for the movie and that's it. They don't get a dime for the Blu-ray sales, DVD sales. They don't get a dime for any of that. Sometimes they might, but they don't get a dime for that, man. Because I'm willing to give the actors like a $2,000 reward check for the release, which is nice. $100,000 in your bank. Hollywood, you don't get squat. You get your flat salary and that's it. You see what I'm saying? Whereas Peter Jackson and Mel Gibson, I'll give them $2 million. Because they're big offices. So every time I release Zanus, Peter Jackson gets a $2 million check in his bank. Which is like, I don't know, 3.54 million New Zealand money. And Peter Jackson's making a nice, like, what? Like $2 million after taxes. He's getting like a nice $2 million check every time I release Zanus and extended editions, all that stuff. New technology of Blu-ray, he gets his $2 million in his bank. Nice, that's a nice deal. Peter Jackson, that's a good deal, Ivan. Yeah, in Hollywood, I don't get squat. Yeah, you don't get squat in Hollywood, and I'm giving you $2 million. That's my deal for Peter Jackson. I'm not giving him any more than what? Yeah. And I'm not giving him a piece of the merch, man. He's not worth it, man. Like, Peter, you're not featured on the... Yeah, but Ivan, I'm your director, man. I'm responsible for building your billionaire empire. Yes, Peter. Hence why I'm giving you 0.6% of the profits. But I'm not giving you a piece of the merch. You're not worth it, man. If you think I'm gonna give you 0.6% for the merch, and you walk away with like $700 million of my money, you're crazy, man. I'm not gonna give you that. I'm overpaying you, and you rip me off. You get your 0.6% for the movie, or 0.4, and you get your $2 million for the release, and that's it. You get your flat salary, and that's my deal. That is my deal. That is my deal. You could give the actors a deal. You could give all the actors and crewmen like a deal where they get like they get. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. Never mind. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man, you got to be careful for the Sharks, man. Do not let these animals in Hollywood do, especially Peter Jackson and Mel Gibson. Those guys are Mel Gibson's bigger. Mel Gibson's bigger than all these Hollywood actors in Hollywood. He's bigger than and Peter Jackson's bigger than all those guys. You got to be careful for the Sharks. Do not let these guys rip you off. You see what I'm saying? Do not let these guys rip you off. Obviously. Do not let these guys rip you off. That's why you got to be careful. You got to be careful about the Sharks in Hollywood. That's why all the Hollywood actors are gonna want to work with me so bad. Once they see, especially once you guys see the actors see the documentary. This is my Zane's documentary on my site, obviously, and they see my Sky Source company. They see my Sky Source. They see my Sky Source company, my property of land like Gran Turismo. They're like, holy shit, I want to work for Ivan so bad. They see how much I offered all the Zane's actors. Holy shit, Ivan's company blows hard out of the water. This is the biggest contract ever. This is the biggest contract ever signed in movie history. Biggest movie contract for an entire cast. Yeah, this is the biggest contract signed for an entire cast in movie history. In Hollywood can't afford this. Yeah, Peter Jackson and Mel Gibson will be shocked when I sign all the actors. Once I sign all the actors and Peter Jackson and all the actors are all making their consistent millions, Peter Jackson's finally going down. Peter Jackson's like, holy shit, Ivan, this is the biggest contract ever signed for an entire cast in movie history. In Hollywood can't afford this. Hollywood only a couple people make a lot of money, and everyone else gets their shitty money. Like Ivan, like all my actors for Lord of the Rings and like The Hobbit, they all got peanuts, man. They all got their like $250,000-$300,000 salary per movie, and then you're paying all your stars their consistent millions. This is and giving them a small piece of royalties, Ivan. This is a fat contract, obviously. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And Peter Jackson would show you, Ivan, you're giving all like 15 of your actors a small piece of royalties. I would never do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, Peter, you're being greedy. I'm taking home 69%. He's like, yeah, but Ivan, Ivan, you're already paying them more than enough money, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, 4 million, 8.9, you know what I'm saying? 8.5, 7.8. You're paying all these actors more than enough money. They're going to walk away. They're walking away with millions in the bank. They can easily feed their family. They can easily go on a vacation, buy their clothes, they can easily feed their family for a good like 6, 7, 8 to 8 years, Ivan, like 10 years. Like you're being really generous, Ivan. Give them all a piece of royalties. Here, I know what I'm doing. If you give the actors a piece of the royalties, they're gonna work harder for me. They're gonna completely destroy the role. They're gonna lose themselves in character. You're gonna see Yvonne Jones J. You're gonna see John Boyega. You're gonna see Ariana Grande. You're gonna see Yamanette, Don Chi. You're gonna see all those guys destroying the role. Dijay Monsu, they're gonna destroy the role because I paid them a lot of money and I gave them a piece of the royalties. Hence, they're all going to destroy the role. They're going to destroy the role. You know what I'm saying? They're going to destroy the role, obviously. They're going to destroy the role. Money talks. The more money you pay them, the harder the work, obviously. You know what I'm saying? So even though they're doing blood, sweat, and tears during the 9 months, they're going to work hard because they know they're getting that nice bi-weekly check, obviously. And at the same time, they know they're going to strike it rich with the royalties. They're going to make their nice 5.5. You know what I'm saying? 5.5. You know what I'm saying? 5.5, 11, 10 million, 9 million bucks. You know what I'm saying? 11, 12, 13, $15 million in royalties. Yeah, they're going to work hard. You're going to see Ariana Grande destroy the role of Belle. So they pay her a lot of money, obviously. She got her nice bi-weekly check. Her nice, like, I don't know, $100,000 check Ariana Grande is getting. Ariana Grande is getting her nice, like, $110 million check. $110,000 check every 2 weeks. And she knows she's going to strike it rich with the royalties. She's going to make around or 16, 17, 18, 19, $20 million in royalties Ariana Grande is going to make. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she's gonna work hard, obviously. She knows she's gonna make her nice, I don't know, $10 to $12 million over taxes in the bank. She's gonna work hard. Yeah, I'm gonna make a good, like, I don't know, $8 million after taxes from my royalties, and like 2.3 million dollars after taxes for my movie for my side for the movie. She'll work hard, man, because she got paid millions. And people be like, holy shit, you're paying these actors a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't have to worry about the actors. I don't have to worry about the actors slacking off. These actors are going to work double harder for me than what? Ivan, your cast will work double harder for me than even my cast, than even my actors in Lord of the Rings. As for Lord of the Rings, what? For Lord of the Rings, what? For Lord of the Rings, like my actors work their asses up. I can only imagine how much harder the Zane's actors are going to work because they're getting paid more money. Yeah. Lord of the Rings actors work their asses off, obviously, for peanuts. Whereas for Ivan's movie, the actors all got paid their rich millions, man. Their rich millions. $4-5 million in royalties. Nice paycheck, man. Yeah. $4 or $5 million in royalties. And then for the 0.01, and like 8 million royalties, 9 million royalties. 0.02. I'm saying 11 million around there, yeah. Actors are gonna work harder for me, see what I'm saying? Actors are going are going are going to work hard for me. Yeah. Yeah. Hence why what? These actors are saying it's gonna completely destroy the role. And they're gonna what? And they're gonna completely destroy the role, and hence why you'll get a better movie than what you got for Lord of the Rings. So everyone who works on my Zane's movie are gonna work harder for me than what they even did for Lord of the Rings. The crewmen who worked on Lord of the Rings are gonna work harder for me in Zans because I pay them more money. You're gonna see all the crewmen, you're gonna see all those people in Lord of the Rings who were young. You see them in Lord of the Rings; they're all old now. They're all like in their 40s, 50s. All the people back then who were in the 20s, 30s in Lord of the Rings who worked on my movie, obviously, are all like older. They're all like 50, 40, 60, you know what I'm saying? They're all older people. It's like 26, 25, 27 years later, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's something crazy. They're all older, obviously. Yeah, Peter Jackson will work double harder for me than even what he did for Lord of the Rings. Obviously, he'll work even harder for me. He'll be like, Ivan, don't worry about it. I'll work harder for you than what I even did. He might even tell me, Ivan, don't worry about it. I'll work harder for you than what I even did for Lord of the Rings because you pay more money. Yeah, because I pay Peter more money, he'll work even harder for me than what I even did for Lord of the Rings because I paid him more money. And I gave him his freedom. Whereas in Hollywood, he was a dirty slave. You had to do it. You had to go in the trailer and do it, obviously. He was a dirty slave, Peter Jackson. You had to do it. While he was filming, while he was working, you had to constantly do it, obviously. You know what I'm saying? You had to do it. Obviously. Whereas Ivan's company is 100% clean. Peter Jackson didn't have to do anything. He's clean. I'm clean. Ivan's clean, obviously. And my company's better than Hollywood, don't forget that. And I gave Peter an unlimited budget. If you give Peter an unlimited budget, and you give him his freedom, you pay him more money, he'll work harder, he'll be more happy because I gave him more money for the movie, obviously. He doesn't have to worry about running out of money for all these scenes. I remember in the documentary, Peter Jackson talked about how he wanted the ring rates to look more CGI. Yeah, we just couldn't afford it. We couldn't afford it. He had budget constraints because Warner Bros. Gave him a $90 million budget for the movie. Whereas I gave him like an unlimited $80 million budget for the movie. Hence why Peter Jackson doesn't have to worry about running out of money for scenes. For the war, I can hire 15,000, 20,000 extras for the war. Peter Jackson doesn't have to rely on full CGI for the wolves on stuff. No, I'm gonna actually have actual extras. So when you see the war and you see like 25,000 like wolves, I actually hired like 25,000 extras, and so it'll look better, it'll look more real, more professional, obviously. Whereas in Hollywood, for Two Towers, remember when the orc army was approaching? That was CGI. The scene when it shows the orcs, when that one guy shoots the one arrow and he kills the one orc, obviously. That scene there, that was practical effects, obviously. But they only had like 100. They only had a couple hundred extras for the war, and they applied the special effects to make it look like there's 10,000 orcs. Whereas me, I'm actually gonna have like 25,000 like people in the war. For the war, it's something crazy, yeah, man. As my war will look what? My war will look what? My war will look amazing, obviously. Better than even what you got for Helm's Deep. Because the Lord of the Rings crewmen who I'm hiring for my Zane's movie are going to work harder for me than what they even did for Lord of the Rings, because I paid them more money, obviously. Weta Workshop will work harder for me because I paid the supervisor $7,000. He doesn't make that in Hollywood. The supervisors for Weta Workshop probably make $75,000 around there. 75K, maybe 80K. For 75K, 65K they make for Lord of the Rings. Whereas for my movie, I paid them the $200,000, $250,000, $270,000. They're gonna work harder for me. It's a nice paycheck. They all walked away with a nice like $100,000 plus check in their bank. You could things with that money. Pay your monthly mortgages for a good year and a half. You get a nice used car, go on vacation with your family. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They're going to work harder for me, obviously, because I paid them more money. Obviously. Weta Digital, if they work on my special effects, they're going to work harder for me, too. Because I paid all the guys more money. I paid the guys $70,000. In Hollywood, they make like 50, 60K. You know what I'm saying? I paid them more money. The crewmen of Lord of the Rings, the construction crewmen and all that, they're going to work harder for me. Because I paid them what? They're $150,000, whereas in Hollywood they make like 30, 35K, 40K, 30K, most likely 30K, because you got to watch out. Most of the crewmen make about 30K around there in Hollywood. 35K around there they make. 30 to 40K around there most of them make, which is shitty money, man. 40K is not bad. It's not bad money for an average person, but They get 40K for the contract of the whole movie. They don't get like a yearly salary. No, they get 40K for the contract of the whole movie. So they get shitty money, man. Like only like I don't know, $1,000 check, $800 check every 2 weeks. Shitty paycheck, yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Was I paid him the $150,000, which is enough to feed your family for a good year and a half. It's a nice paycheck. They're all walking with an $80,000, $100,000 check in their bank. The crewmen for Lord of the Rings. It's a nice paycheck for the crewmen. You do a lot of things with that money. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, you can do a lot of things with that money. You see what I'm saying? You can do a lot of good things with that money. You can do a lot of good things with that money. You can do a lot of good things with that money. See what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Hence why the crewmen are going to work hard for me. That's why the crewmen are going to work hard for me. They're going to work really, really hard for me, the crewmen. They're going to work really, really hard for me, the crewmen. Obviously. That's why what? Yeah. That's why the Lord of the Rings crewmen and Peter Jackson are going to beg their asses off once filming is completed. They're going to be like, Ivan, please, can I work for you in your next movie? I'm like, no, guys, you're not good for the movie, obviously. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see them all begging, obviously. Yeah. You're going to see the crewmen begging their asses off. They're going to beg their asses off, man. You're going to see the crewmen begging, man. Yeah, man. The crewmen begging their fucking asses off. You know what I'm saying? Ivan, please, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Please, Ivan, you know what I'm saying? If we saw you, I'm like, no, guys. You were good for Zanus. You were not good for the what? The Grayscape movie. Obviously. You're not good for the Grayscape movie. I'm going to keep saying that. You're good for Zanus, you're not good for the Grayscape movie, obviously. Obviously. Let's talk about Zanus. I have a good, I don't know, 30 minutes on my phone. I'll talk about this for another 30 minutes here. I'll upload the video. I will cash my check, and I will probably watch a good maybe one part. Take my shower, and I'll go to the store and get my beer and my smokes. And my lighter. I ran the gas in my lighter ran out. And so I have to get a lighter too. Lighter at the depot at the store, obviously the convenience store. Yeah. Yeah. Obviously. Yes, I want to talk about. So I'm going to talk about Peter Jackson and my Zane's project. So once I sign Peter Jackson, my deal for Peter Jackson, he gets his 107 with his salary and bonuses, and he gets his 0.6% of the royalties. But it's conditioned. If the movie does, it's conditional. If the movie does more, He gets 0.4. He'll still make his $300 million in royalties. Peter Jackson. It's a good deal for him. He makes his $400 from that movie. He signs that contract. Once I fly him to Vancouver, obviously, I'm gonna have my team make the calls. They can book suites for Peter Jackson. Have him stay at nice one. Because before I said $4,000 night suites, I'm gonna tell him, look, man, book suites for Peter Jackson and Guillermo and all of them, but make sure it's not more than $4,000. You can book a $1,000 night suite because $1,000 is a suite. It's a suite, obviously. I thought the starting price range was a high end suites like $4,000 is a night is a suite is a suite for a hotel room, obviously. So Peter Jackson won't be staying in suites at the luxury hotel. Easy afforded. Okay, you can have Peter Jackson stay at the top high end suites in the hotel, but make sure it's not more than $4,000 a night. If it's $2,000, $3,000 a night, $1,000 a night, I can easily afford it. Have them stay in suites. That way you give them a good experience. Obviously, me and VJ will do, for the first 3 days, me, VJ, and Guillermo Toro, and John Farrell, Dave Filoni, and all of them will do board meetings in the room. We're going to discuss the last Hope for Zane's movie project. Me and VJ will give them our notes that we took. Hey guys, here, we'll print out all the notes. Here are all our notes. And we go over the changes that should be made in the movie, obviously. And I'm going to tell John Howland and Lee the ideas I'm thinking of for the characters and the world building. Hey, Ivan, what are you thinking of for the North? I'm thinking something holy like Rivendell. That way John Howland them know. What are you thinking of for the South? I don't know, I'm thinking something like Curse, like Isengard. Or like Passion of Christ, you have when the sky went dark. You have this darkish, grayish, bluish appearance. Tell them what they know. What do you think of the Ancient Sea? I'm thinking something like Moria, except it looks like a cave. It has a cavey look. It's a pillar. It's a city like Moria, but it has like a cavey look. It looks a little bit like a cave. Tell John Howard all that what they know. Obviously, right? Ivan, what are you thinking of for what? Ivan, what are you thinking of for what? Ivan, what are you thinking of for Ephesus? I don't know, I'm thinking something like this devil being Annabelle and that boss. Orc in Lord of the Rings. What are you thinking of for Earth? I'm thinking something like Pennywise the Clown, except he's a wolf, he's an animal. Tell them what they know. Obviously. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell Peter, okay, Peter, I want my movie to be a good 11 to 12 hours. I don't want to rush. I don't want to cram all 3 volumes in one story, like 4-hour movie. No, we won't be good. I want to tell the story in 3 separate volumes, like you did for Lord of the Rings. You had Fellowship of the Ring, Two Towers, and Return of the King. Okay, Ivan. You know, saying okay, Ivan. Okay, yeah. Hey, Peter, I want to release it in three separate volumes, like you did for Lord of the Rings. One story in 3 separate movies. Okay, Ivan, you're saying I want it to be 11 to 12 hour movie. Okay, Ivan, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, some kind of.